right?
Yeah.
Well, you have to be ready because we're starting. Okay, so earlier this morning, we have looked at this story, Ant and Grasshopper. And I read it through and we talked about some of the words. Right now we're going to do a close reading with Ant and Grasshopper. Who remembers what that is? And I know you do. Caden, spoon in your bowl. Okay, listening to your friends. Braden.
If you have a job or a purpose.
Right, it's reading with a job or a purpose. So our job or purpose for right now is to read it, and then we're going to have to answer some questions based on this story. And that's the really important part. Because when we answer questions, do we just answer any old thing that has nothing to do with the story we read?
Not like I saw a flower in this.
Right, because does that have anything to do with this story?
No.
Okay, so,
Plane.
or a plane, you're right. So, wait 1 minute. Did you hear what Edie said?
Yeah, you have to prove it.
Did you hear what Edie said? What did she say?
To prove it.
You have to prove it, and that's the really important part, and that's what our purpose or job is. We're going to answer the questions and we're going to prove it using the story. So I'll read it through one more time, okay, and make sure, is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Oh, you look ready.
I'm not ready.
Crisscross, fix your boot. There you go. Okay, Ant and Grasshopper. One day, a grasshopper hopped along a road and saw an ant. The ant was carrying a big ear of corn. Hey, stop and talk to me, Grasshopper said. I'm getting food for the winter, Ant said. You should too. It is summer. I have food, said Grasshopper. Soon winter came. Grasshopper had no food. Ant and his friends had corn to eat. Grasshopper learned a lesson. It is wise to get ready for the future. What a good story. So before we start answering specific questions about this, who could tell me the characters in this story? Ryan. The ant and the grasshopper. And what happened in this story? Was there a problem? Did something not go quite right? Riley?
The grasshopper didn't have any food for winter, and winter is very long.
Winter is very long. So do you think he had a bit of a problem? He certainly did. Did the other character have a problem?
No.
Why not?
Because he gathered a lot of food in his ear.
In his ear? Well, are you thinking about the ear of corn? Do you remember what an ear of corn is? We talked about it this morning. Do you remember? Let's see if Gabby remembers.
It's like corn on the cob, the thing that you hold.
Right.
That's the ear of corn.
Right. So you're right. The ant was carrying a big ear of corn. You're absolutely right. All right. So are you ready to do some real investigating?
No.
Is everyone ready to prove to me that you know what was going on in this story?
Yes.
All right, Julia, if you're not ready, you can go and take a break until you are ready. So what are you choosing? You're ready? That's what I figured. Okay. So everyone is going to get a paper. And when you get this paper, what do you think should go on top? Your name. And then you're just going to freeze. Okay, you can even put your hands on your head. Just to remind yourself, Julia, my turn. Just to remind yourself to not go any further because we're going to go through these and I'm going to need your help proving the answers using our story. All right?
Like we did last time.
Yeah, we always prove our answers using the story. You have to prove it to me or else I don't believe it, right, Edie? Okay, so Gabby, will you pass these out? Kate, will you pass these out? Head to your tables, write your names.
If you have a paper, though.
Right. Caden and Samantha, you are going to be over at the reading table with me. So just get a
Gabby.
Just get a pencil and bring it over.
I went to the bathroom, so can I wash my hands? I just
Oh, I like how Braden is waiting. Did you give up on your job?
No, I just had to walk to get the alcohol.
Oh, okay.
That's what I call it. So I need a lot more help. Thank you, Kate.
You're okay.
Thank you.
Remember what has to go on top?
Thank you, Gabby.
Oh, you know what? I hear lots of play words over here. Once you have your pencil, you can write your name and then just sit and wait. Good job, Caleb, using lowercase letters.
Here, Caroline. Thank you. Thank you, Gabby. Okay, everyone has one. So I found it. I think Nicholas needs.
That's okay. No, just put the extras in the extra paper bin.
This is
Are your hands getting tired? No? A little. Okay. Julia, I know that you're going to make good choices during this part, right? Yeah, you're not going to be sassy or fresh. Awesome. That's what I want to see. Okay, good job. Did everyone put their name on their paper? Samantha, how are you over there? Is your name on your paper? All right, you ready, Kaden? I think I'm going to need your help, Kaden, for this first part, so let's see. Okay, can everyone, you can take your hands off your head. Kate, do you need a pencil?
We have pencils. We have a pencil.
She has one. Let's write your name on your paper. Okay, can everyone put their finger on number 1?
I'm going to do it.
Sure.
I'm doing this with my fingers.
Right, number 1 says, who is this story about? Who is this story about? What do you think, Kaden?
Ant and grasshopper.
Okay, all right. Does anyone agree with Kaden? If you agree with Kaden, raise your hand. Okay, how can we prove it?
Yeah.
The ant and the grasshopper. Kaden, can you come with me? We need to double check, right? So we're going to use the story. One day a grasshopper hopped along the road and saw an ant. Were you right? Can you prove it? Can you do me a favor and circle the word grasshopper and circle the word ant? Awesome. Thanks, Kaden. Does anyone else want to just double check and prove it using the story? Caleb, can you come on up? Who is this story about? How do I know it's not a mouse?
There's a mouse on the page.
Oh, come here. Say it again. Oh, so you were looking at these pictures and there's not a picture of a mouse, is there? Do you want to circle the picture of the ant and the grasshopper? Great job, thank you. Okay, so are we all in agreement that this story is about the ant and the grasshopper?
Yes.
Yes, we have definitely proved that. So go ahead and circle your answer. I want to make sure everyone is working hard.
We circled the ant and grasshopper. We hear sound under the table.
Did you circle your answer?
And you can also circle the characters.
You need to fix it. Do you think laying on the table is what we're supposed to be doing? No, you need to be working. Okay? Are you ready to move on and work hard?
Okay.
All right, friends, number 2. Can you put your finger on number 2?
Princess is also hot.
Okay, nice listening over here. Nice job, Matthew. Question number 2 is asking us, Kaden, fix it. Question number 2 is asking us, what was Ant doing at the beginning of the story? What was he doing at the beginning of the story? And our choices are playing or getting food for winter. Playing. I think he was playing.
No.
Ooh, I hear. Oh. And how can I do that, Brayden? Can you come up and help me? So, what was Ant doing at the beginning of the story? So,
He was killing a big ear of corn.
he was, you know what? I'm going to give you a different color. Can you circle that in green? The ant was carrying a big ear of corn. Great job. Wow. It's a good thing I didn't check off playing, right?
Yeah.
What if I just circle playing? Can I do that?
No, because they were doing the right thing.
Okay. Plus, does it say anything about playing in that story?
No.
Not really, no.
This is
So,
about playing getting food.
you're right. All right, so go ahead and circle getting food for winter.
I almost circled it. Getting food for.
Kaden and Samantha, I'm coming to check on your smart work. Good job. Good job. Okay. So now for this next one, you are actually going to be talking to people sitting next to you. We're going to do like a turn and talk. Okay. Are you ready? So question number 3, do you see it on your paper?
Yep.
Question number 3 says, what is the lesson of this story? And your choices are get ready for the future or play as much as possible. So, you're not going to tell me. When I say go, you're going to tell someone sitting next to you. And then you have to tell them how you know that. Okay? So what is the lesson of this story? Get ready for the future, play as much as possible. All right, so tell someone near you and tell them how you know.
Why I know that it's because it says it up there on that board. That's why I know. Get ready for the future. Because it says it on that board. Did you? That one. I saw that. Harder.
Get ready for the future. Which one are you going to do?
I can catch it with one hand.
And Keaton, how did you figure that out? Can you tell Samantha? How did you figure out that get ready for the future was the right answer? You heard it in the story.
I'm a baseball player. My brother, because in the story it had the Aunt Colette working and getting ready for winter.
I love it. And I love how you started your answer with because in the story. That is super smart. Can I share with friends what you said? Excellent. Okay, kiddos, give me 5. So you can go ahead and answer, Julia, number 3. What do you think? What was the lesson in the story? Gabby?
Get ready for the future.
Get ready for the future. You know, I was working with Kaden and Samantha, and they both had the same answer. They said, get ready for the future.
Us too.
And
Us too.
that's fantastic. Okay, my turn to talk. So I asked them how they knew that and how they figured it out. And Samantha started her answer with, because in the story, and she used the story in her answer. Is that a super smart thing to do? Wow, good job, Samantha. Thanks for letting me share that. So go ahead and make sure you circle the correct answer for number 3. Get ready for the future. Okay, so we're looking at number 3. Okay, get ready for the future or play as much as possible. Go ahead. All right.
Both of them.
Did anyone else want to share how how they or their partner figured out the correct answer? Kate? Eli, stop. You forget? How did you know that was the right answer?
Because it says it on the story.
Oh, so you were thinking like Samantha was. I love it. All right, the last question for now, and you also get to talk to a neighbor. Are you ready? It says, what did Ant and his friends have in the winter that Grasshopper did not have? What did he have? Edie? An ear of corn. How do we know that though?
Because it's in the story.
Oh, can you come and show me? Can you come and show me? Here, you can use yellow.
Write the word corn.
The ant was carrying a big ear of corn.
Do I have to circle it again?
Yeah. All right, good circling. So go ahead and do your best job answering that question. What did Ant and his friends have in the winter that Grasshopper did not have? And where do you think you could look?
Up there.
Yeah, and is it okay to come on up and use the story to help you answer the question? Absolutely. And Edie circled it, and Braden circled it earlier, so it's up here if you do need help. So go ahead and answer. Oh, and I don't want 20 people coming up because I bet that some of you can stretch out the sounds. But if you do need help, you can come on up and I'll show you where it is.
I'm just doing it because
Julia, you know how to do it.
I don't know if it's better.
Do the best you can, honey. Here it is, big ear of corn. Use the story. Okay, head back. Big ear of corn. Down here. Oh, careful. You okay, Matthew? Big ear of corn. Big ear of corn.
B-I-G? We don't write it on that book.
Big ear of corn. Have a seat.
I need help.
What do you need help with?
The word pig.
B-I-G.
I don't know where the one is.
Yep, you were right. Keep going.
Right here.
Yep, you got it.
Okay, if I wrote it.
Yep.
I hear P letters.
It's okay.
I don't know how to spell it. B-E-T. Yes, I can. B-E-T. B-E-T. B-E-T.
You got it, Kaden?
I wrote corn.
Sure, ear can be tricky. Keep going. Keep going, Kaden. What is all this? What? It's okay. Just make sure next time you just write down what you have to, nothing extra.
I'm done.
Okay?
I'm done.
It's okay. Do you think that that's a big problem or a little problem? Are you all right? Yeah, do you think it's a big problem or a little problem? You think that's a big problem? Why? Why do you think that's a big problem? How can we fix it? Is it a huge deal how to fix it?
Just that?
Could we just take an eraser? Okay. So do you think it's a big problem or a little problem? A little problem. Look, Edie's even gonna help us out. All better.
Look right here on the back.
Okay, kiddos, everyone should have the last one just about answered. You're all finished? Okay, because there's one more thing we have to do. Okay, keep going, Caroline. So, right now I want you to flip your paper over. Oh, but there is. Oh, wait 1 minute. Okay, Samantha and Lily and Emma and Kaden. No. Okay. All right, you're gonna work on the back now at your table. You're just about finished. I need you sitting with Samantha for the last part, okay?
I didn't do the whole thing on the front.
Well, just write down the ending sounds. Okay, is everyone looking on the back?
Yes.
Right.
Good.
Matthew, paper still. All right, Riley, can I use your paper to read off the back question?
Ear.
It says, draw a picture of the most important part of the story. The most important part. What do you think? What do you think? I know, the part where it says grasshopper hopped.
No, it doesn't even say that.
Well, it does. The story starts off by saying, one day a grasshopper hopped along a road. Okay, but do you think that that is the most important part of the story? Okay, so what do you think is the most important part? What do you think is the most important part? Riley, Kate, friends over here. No, anyone else?
That he didn't get any food for winter.
Oh, what were you going to say, Kate?
That they even told him that he should get some food for the winter.
Yeah. Does anyone else agree with what they said? You do, Julia? Oh, you're showing me the silent me too? Why do you think that that's the most important part?
Because
Okay, just don't touch it.
Because if that part wasn't in the story, then what would happen?
You're right. Would that be a very good story?
No.
No, it wouldn't. So I agree, that is the most important part of the story. So what do you think your picture is going to look like?
An ear of corn.
An ear of corn? Just an ear of corn?
With the ant holding it and the grasshopper on the road.
Oh, I think that's a really good idea. Who thinks they're just going to draw a grasshopper?
No.
Why not, Edie?
Because that's not the most important part.
Right, Julia, you had a very smart answer, but you need to listen to others. Okay, because just the grasshopper isn't the most important part, right? So what are you going to put in your picture? Excellent. Okay, friends, go ahead and draw your picture of the most important part. And you have to include, you can use crayon and you can use your pencil. And I'm going to be coming around and asking you about your picture. And we have to make sure that all of the parts are in there that make it important. So what are you drawing, Kaden?
I'm not sure how to draw on the back. I'm not sure how to draw on it. I just do my
Okay.
best. The grasshopper.
And the grasshopper? Are they both going to have the corn in your picture?
No, that's the ant.
Just the ant. You're absolutely right. Okay, keep going. Good job. That's a really nice ear of corn, Samantha.
I'm drawing a red ant.
Okay. Kate, what part are you drawing? The ant trying to tell the grasshopper? And then what is that yellow thing you're calling right there? The ear of corn. That is an important part. And what do you have? Oh, excellent. So
I have the same thing.
you do? Do you think it's important to have all of those parts? Why are you not just going to draw the corn?
It's because the corn isn't really just the most important part. The ant is, and the grasshopper are too.
Right, because they...
Can we draw a background?
You can draw a background. What do you think the background would be?
The sun?
A circus?
No.
A swimming pool?
No.
Oh, you know what? I heard Riley say it's not even about those things. And how do we know that, Riley?
Not a beach.
Right, it doesn't say anything about that. It does talk about a road, so you could certainly put that in.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Perfect.
I already put it in.
You already put it in. Look at that. So Matthew, tell me about your picture.
I'm not even done yet.
Tell me about what you started. What do you have so far? What's this? Is that the road?
Yeah.
And what is this?
I'm drawing the grasshopper.
Okay.
I did all the names.
Just the grasshopper?
And the ant.
Anything else?
Only one No.
Nothing else? A grasshopper and an ant? Was there anything else in this story that mattered? Or that was important?
Yeah. I don't think we're supposed to.
What do you think? What was the lesson of the story? It says, you wrote right here that for what did the ant and his friends have in the winter that grasshopper didn't? Corn. So what do you think also needs to be in your picture?
The ear of corn.
The ear of corn, right. Because wasn't that a big part of the story? Right, so keep on working. Great pictures. Okay, Julia, I bet you can add more details to that picture. What do you think? Yep. Okay.
Because grasshoppers have to do with the grass too.
You're right.
They hop in night there too and morning.
Right.
So that would be to hear the crickets in the night.
Right. Were there crickets in this story though?
No.
No.
Other grasshoppers.
But it made you think of another insect? Okay.
I made a
All done?
This is like a line on the grasshopper.
You want to come look?
What is that?
Wait, point to what you're talking about.
Grasshopper.
He's on a, it looks like a type of a stick that he's sitting on. You can put that in your picture. Okay, friends. So what I would like you to do is leave your paper where it is. You're just about done though. I see lots of great details in your pictures. And I want you to, so leave your paper where it is, Gab. I want you to push in your chairs and meet me back on the rug. Okay, so I'm waiting for Kaden and Samantha. Leave your paper where it is. Kaden, come sit here. You guys are right back there? Make sure you have enough room. You want to make good choices, so check out where you're sitting. Matthew, leave it there. Okay, have a seat, please. Have a seat, please. My turn to talk. We'll talk about the camera later, okay? Let's stay focused. So, what did we do today? Edie.
Learn about that.
What is this?
The book.
The story, right? And what was the title of the story?
In Grasshopper.
And we also answered some questions that had to do with this. And where did we get our answers from? Aaron, where did we get the answers from?
There.
Oh, what is this? There. What does that mean? Can you be more specific? This is the what?
The grasshopper.
Well, it's the story Ant and Grasshopper. Sometimes when you just say there, I don't always know what you're talking about, right, Eli? Yeah. All right. So when we answer questions, we need to always go back to the story. Can we just make up answers?
No.
No.
Because that won't make any sense.
Well, it doesn't make sense. And what if I say, prove it to me? If you make it up, can you prove it to me? No, you have to prove it to me by going back into the story.
So make it real. If you said there was a flower in the story and you went back down there and there was nothing about a flower in this story.
You're absolutely right. So then you would know that I did not do my job. So that's a really good example.
And a flying plane.
A flying plane. You're right. You're right.
Or you.
You're right. I was not in the story. So when we read and answer questions, we are always going to go back into the story. Can you guys say it with me? Go back into the story. Awesome, awesome job. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Wow. Wow, readers. Oh, you're giving yourself kisses. Emma, can you do me a favor? Can you do a job for me? Can you collect everyone's paper and put it in the green basket?